Hi, my name's Pete Morrill, and I am the owner of Mountain Kennels. We've been training and breeding Labrador Retrievers for about 25 years. We're about deepening canine connections in our training program. And today what I want to do is, and this is especially true in week 2, after you get a little bit beyond just the basics, you want to make a routine to do the things that are important to the dog, to make them engaged in the training process. So the number one thing, and you should know relatively quickly what is important to your dog. This dog doesn't like a ball that much, but he loves praise. And you want to make it fun, which means it needs to be engaging for him. So the more he can be like a dog and just kind of rustle around, the more this guy has fun. So whenever we train, the very first thing we do is we do a little bit of bonding time, and I just treat him like I'm another dog. So the other thing, what's the next thing? I've got an assistant that's going to be cueing me here. What's the next thing we want to do in a training thing? Focus. So fun to focus is a good combination because you want to be able to have a dog that can switch gears quickly. He's in the fun mood, and then we say, and I like to use the whistle because it does make dogs focus a little bit more. Notice how he got very alert. Then I'm going to ask him to come in, and I'm going to ask him to focus. Good boy. He focused for 3 seconds. So now I'm going to have him go over here and get more focus. Here. Good boy. Here. Here, come on. Sit. So focus in the midst of things. So I'm going to ask him to focus when we take distance. So I've got him focused at 2 feet, and I want him to focus at 3 feet. I want him to focus at 4 feet. I want him to focus at 5 feet. I've also taken time. My voice can change too, or I could praise him and I want him to stay focused. I can move around him and I want him to stay focused. And if he loses focus on me, then I lose the opportunity to engage him. Good boy. What's the next thing?
Good versus bad.
I always want to be able to teach the dog good versus bad. What are the things that say good to this dog? This is number one. Physical touch is the number one love language for this guy, The other thing is food. Okay? The other thing is when he does something right, I want to have a certain voice that tells him it's right. Kennel? Good. So you hear that long good. That's my voice to tell him it's right. And the other thing is we gave you food, we gave you focus, and it's fun. So we might reward him with a ball or something like that to encourage him. Now, what are my 2 negatives for him? I'm going to really try to get him to break, and that's not going to be easy with this kind of dog because he's just very focused on staying. But let's see if we can get it, and you'll see I'm going to correct him with the leash. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Well, like I told you, it's going to be hard. Hey, 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 hey. So and I'm going to correct him with the leash, and I'm going to correct him verbally. As soon as he came out, I was saying, hey, 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 hey. I wasn't saying here, 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 here. I wasn't giving him a whistle. So I kind of cheated because I knew I was going to need to with this dog because he's so good at the sit-stay. But I wanted you to see the 2 things that I chose to be the negative. And that was the tug of the leash and my verbal. I'm going to tell him instantly what you're doing right at this second is wrong. What's the next thing? Variety. So with this guy, he doesn't particularly like the ball. He doesn't retrieve like crazy like a lot of labs, but it does kind of get his interest, So it gives us some variety when we throw that around a little bit. Another thing for variety is just to give him a little love session right in the midst of training. So he knows that he can get loved, but if I've asked him to sit, he needs to continue to sit. Other things that will give variety are going outside, going inside, being in different rooms, and that's going to be our next thing is we want to change environments. They say that you can only train a dog successfully if he has been trained in 7 different environments. So it doesn't have to be a different home or a different place. You train him in the front yard, you train him in the garage, you train him in the dining room, you train him in the living room, you train him in the office. There's 6 or 7 right there. So the more you can vary that and his places, the more you can vary your tone. All of that sort of stuff allows him to keep focused. What else?
Vary your cues.
So we want to vary our cues, which means he needs to understand that certain cues mean the same thing. So I'm almost sure that this dog will respond best to the whistle when I ask him to come. Good boy, sit, good boy. But I also have another cue, and that's my voice. Here, good boy. That's a good boy. And I have one last cue, and that's my hand. And all of those tell him the same thing. Now, when I ask a dog to sit, I've got the same thing. Here, sit. That's a verbal cue. Here, that's a hand cue. Here. And he's just learning this one. That's a whistle cue. All of those are different cues for the same thing. And if I use those in every training session, then he'll respond to those every time. What's the last thing? Keep it fun. And it is getting a little boring. The funnest thing for this guy is I just will throw out some food and he'll get to use his nose. Okay. He gets to use his nose and he gets to go on an Easter egg hunt for a few kibbles. That's one of the funnest things. See the tail wagging, and then I can praise him up when he gets done. But that's really fun for him. If I threw the ball for him, it'd be kind of fun for about 30 seconds, and then it's not fun. But see how much he's using his ability to be a dog to have fun. And I can do it again. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Keep it fun. Fun for him is Easter egg hunts for food. All right.